Hey Garnett, I'm going to try to do a quick video for you on the fly here to give you a little more information about the slingshot. So this is the roller cutter that I use. It's a Fiskars, it's nice, but in order to make a simple frame like this, I would just suggest go out and cut a branch, and you know the forks are going to be just whatever fits your hand, but essentially you're going to be holding it like this with your thumb near the bottom. When you get fork strikes, typically they're right there near your thumb when it comes up and hits here, and it's from a bad pouch release, so that's kind of a safety thing. But let me show you how to tie the band onto the frame, and also tie the pouch on. So what I like to use is just you can buy some like a cheap exercise band, and I think I got like 3 different straps for $12, and you're going to end up using the roller to cut little strips like that to do all of your work. So this initially I used for my slingshot material, but then I kind of worked up to like that length that I sent you from Simple Shot that's got a better band material. Falcon is what this is. It's kind of my favorite right now, but it's measured by the thickness of millimeters. So this is, I think, is a 0.7 millimeter, which is my go-to, but when you're first starting off, you'll probably want something like a 0.5 or a 0.6 that's a little bit thinner, just easier to shoot. Also on that Simple Shot website is you can buy pouches. These are the microfiber large pouch. You get 12 of them. They'll last you a long time. They look like this. They're kind of a rough side and a smooth side. This is my jig that I use. I'm not sure if any of this is in focus, but you can see it's just a board, a little block, a couple of screws through the clamp. And here's how I use it. So you'll use I like a metal one that has millimeters, because most of the slingshot world uses millimeters. So essentially you'll take your material, you'll measure it to the length that you want, and there's some rules of thumb on what length that you want, depending on how far if you're drawing it back to your face or you're drawing it further. So experiment. This will come in like 6 feet long by like 6 inches wide, and you can experiment maybe with some cheaper stuff like this as far as what length you want to go with. And but you should be basically to like max, like 90% of the draw, like right before it's about to snap is where you want that draw length when you're letting go of it. But also a metal one, so that you're going to use this blade to cut along here, so you want this to be metal and millimeters. And I just use lay this down and figure out I want 15 millimeters, and then you'll have a taper, so it'll be wider on the side that goes to your frame and then narrower down here. So you might have a 15 and a 12, or a 20 and a 15, or whatever. I don't know if you can see the taper on this. It's wider here than here. So essentially you just kind of fold it in half and run it through your pouch like that. And then you just want to kind of fold it over while it's in half like that. So then you stick this in the clamp, and then see, that came undone. So sometimes if you set up your clamps a little too far apart or whatever, what you can do is so you fold it over, and then you can just take another little strip like this and run it through your pouch, and then that way you can pull it. So what you're wanting is a little bit of a gap right here where you can tie it on, and then you take your Let's see, got an extra one. You know, about 3 or 4 inches long. And what I do is just kind of stretch it and keep it nice and flat. Go around 3 or 4 times. Kind of have a little bit of tension on it. And then when you get enough wraps, you're just tying a double knot basically. So you run it through, and then what I do is I lick it. So you got to get it wet. So once it's wet, then it'll glide and you can get it real tight. Tie another one. And then what I do is I use these really sharp scissors to cut off the extra. So you just kind of pull it tight, cut that off. And then this little tab, this extra amount, I'll cut that off as well. I'm gonna probably undo this for now, but and then you just turn around and stretch the other side and tie the other side on. And then when you're putting it onto a frame, let's see if I have a empty frame. I don't know if I do. My drawer's a little cluttered, but I'll just use the back of this so you can kind of see how I do it. But whenever you make a fort, I use a chainsaw file, and it's kind of clamped down, and then you use a chainsaw file to put a little groove in here for the bands to cut into, and only on one side because the bands only sit on one side. So however you're going to hold it, the grooves will go on the back side. So when you have your fork like this and you have your band, you want this rounded side up. And so you'll have that just be completely flat. And then what I do is I put it over the top of the fork. This case would be the right side. And I'm going to pretend like that's the fork. And then you take your band, and there'll be a cut groove on there, right? So you set this this tie piece right there on that cut groove, and then there's kind of a way where you wrap it around and then overlap it, and then it's holding itself. So then you can just go around and do that, like, you know, 3 or 4 times, and then you take this tab and you fold it up. If you could see that, fold that tab up, and then go over the top of that tab and pull it real tight as you're wrapping it. And then when you get another 3 or 4 wraps, then you just when you come near the end of your band, put your thumb on there. This is called a wrap and tuck. So you come around, put it under here, the band off, and you can cut that tab off if you want. And then, you know, you'd have the one side tied, and then you got to make sure that you got the band, the pouch straight, so that the rounded side is up here. Then you'd have the rounded side on this side, and you'd make sure it was straight. You'd bring this side up, and then you'd wrap it. And when you're first starting off, you'll have twists in there and everything else, but essentially you want it to be flat, and then the rounded side, and then the tabs are always on the outside, not on the inside. So these typically when you're shooting, your breaks will happen on your band after you get 300 or 400 shot or something, and they'll happen real close to the pouch right there. And you want it to happen at the pouch because you want it to fail here, so that when you're shooting and it breaks, then the band will shoot forward and not break here and come back towards your face. So, but when you're wrapping your second side, what you want to do is kind of hold it and set this length of how far it is so that the pouch is even right here. You don't want this side longer than this side, so you want to get the length of the band about the same, and then hold it and wrap it. And then when you're shooting it, again, your thumb is down here, and then this knuckle part against here is really what's holding most of the weight. So, and you're shooting in what's called gangster style, so it's top part is over the bottom part. So it's, get those, I like to grab it up here, pull it to where it's straight. So if you've got ammo, this is some clay ammo, I'm holding it with my fingers. I grab it between here, bring the band straight, put the ammo in, grab it, move your finger around. So you want to hold it, the ammo, not in front like that. That's where you can get frame strikes, because the ammo's having to, or the shot is coming up over your finger, and then it's kind of not going on a straight line. So you want to pinch it right in the middle of the ball, and then if you're drawing to your face, you'll just come back to here, and then this is just turned upright. So then you'll use the eye that's closest to the band, and you'll aim. If you're gonna aim, then you'll look down the band, and you'll use the top of the fork as your front sight, and you'll put it just at 6 o'clock on your target. And then if you're high or low, then you can move your anchor point up or down to adjust. But like I said, you might want to just try shooting instinctual, where you're just keeping both eyes open, pulling it back and looking at it and shooting. And your brain, probably within 15-20 shots, is gonna adjust, and you'll start making hits. So a couple little tips on how to tie these things correctly are really going to help with your accuracy and your safety as far as how you're holding the pouch, and your comfort as far as how you're holding the frame. So hope that helps. Definitely make one of these little jigs to tie the pouches on, otherwise it's kind of tricky. Just again, some ideas on some tools that you'll want to have. A nice pad for cutting the bands on. Again, what I do is I measure it here, I measure it here, I put my ruler on there, and then I just cut right along in between my 2 points, and that's how I get the right taper and the right length. All right.